Welcome back to my channel, and on this video I'm going to be showing you what I like to do with old overgrown tissue culture plants. Now these plants have been sitting in their vessels way too long in the same media, and that's a problem. Usually the problem is that they'll dry out and the nutrition will be depleted. So in order to deal with this, you're going to go in there and take any healthy tissue you have, make sure it's clean, and put it in a fresh media. And in this video I'm going to be using two different species, the Impatiens repens and the Vitis sultana. Alright, so here is the impatient plant that I was talking about, and you can see how overgrown and practically dead it is. But there's still some green, healthy growth there that I'm going to go ahead and try to rescue, and hopefully we can bring this baby back. So we start off always by wiping off our workstation with some ethanol or alcohol that you have of any type. Rubbing alcohol works well, try 91%. Then we set up our petri dishes, add some water in there so we can use one to cool off our tools and the other one to work on. And here's our plant once again. So we're going to start off by removing it from the vessel that it's in. And sometimes the whole thing might come together. Sometimes bits will rip off a lot easier. But go ahead and just put it right on your dish that you're going to work on. And this is to maintain sterility from the surface of the table. You're going to take segments that look like that. Nice little chunks of shoots with some nodes and even a little bit of roots. It's not totally important that you have just single material in here, and in fact you might want to do larger segments so that they have a better chance of bouncing back, like this one. Has some roots, some shoots, some leaves. Looks great. So once you have your plants cut up, you're going to go ahead and put those right into your vessel, and in this case I'm using a GA7 magenta with some media. Stick it in about halfway in. As long as the media is making good contact with your tissue, that's all you really need to worry about. Cap that up and put it to the side. And this time I'm going to do two in the vessel, one on opposite corner. And now the only thing to consider when you think about how many bits of plant you want to put into your media is the space. They'll start to grow really fast, all of them, and it might get crowded faster than you think. To finish this, you want to try to remember to put plastic wrap around the top to keep the moisture in and to not let it dry out too fast. This generally also helps the plant grow a little faster. Once these are transferred to new media, they'll respond pretty quickly. You'll be able to see new shoots, tighter inner nodes, and overall healthier growth in about days to weeks. So now let's do this on the Vitis sultana and see how that's a little different. Okay, so here we are, the Vitis sultana that I have, and it's severely overgrown and pretty much dead. At some point it was thriving and beautiful, and I neglected it for too long, and look what happened. So I was only able to take about one shoot with a couple nodes on there, and I'm hoping this one comes back. You start off by taking any dead material that's still attached to your shoot, and anything that looks pretty frail as well, you're welcome to just chop it right off. You're gonna take your piece of plant and you're gonna stick that right into the media. And now we're basically done again. This last step is to keep your material fresh and lasting a little bit longer. You gotta wrap up the cap with some plastic wrap. So the final takeaway here is simple. As long as there's any healthy tissue left in your vessel, you can basically rescue that plant. As long as you start by removing the stressed and dead tissue that it's around, take small healthy cuttings and put them in fresh media. This approach can work across many species in micropropagation, but sometimes some species, like I mentioned before, respond better to different tissue types. Go ahead and experiment, have some fun.